Hi everyone, Liz here, thanks for stopping by. So, if you remember quite a while ago, I did say I was going to do some projects with my leftover drills. So this is the start of the video. What I'll do is start off what I'm going to be doing, and then I will come back and maybe do a little bit at a time. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so I definitely showed you my bee sign, which I got from a store here in the UK for £3. It's a nice wooden sign, but look, it's bee happy. And as I've now got a bee themed bedroom, then yeah, I will be using this. And strangely enough, I was in the chemist's yesterday, just to go completely off topic, and there was a honeybee on the counter. And you know when you just stood there and you think, what's that doing in here? I mean, obviously it was waiting for its prescription like everybody else, because we were all queuing for a long time. Very, very busy chemist, no staff, but that's not their fault, bless them, they run off the feet. But yeah, there was just this honeybee, because somebody said, oh, kill it, it's a wasp. I said, that's not a wasp, that's a honeybee. So I picked it up and escorted it out the door. Whether it will come and get me now with its family, because it had been queuing for hours to get its prescription, and as it got to the counter I picked it up and took it out the door. I don't know, but anyway. Sorry, totally off topic, but yeah, it just reminded me, seeing the bee. Yeah, I fancy having a honeybee on the counter. I mean, some people are terrified of them. They just don't bother me. And to be fair, as long as you're gentle with them when you pick them up, you know, and escort them wherever they may or may not want to go, they don't sting you. You know, it's only wasps. Wasps are like mad so-and-sos. You know, they'll just come and get you anyway. You only have to look at a wasp and it'll say, ha ha, I'm coming to get you, and it'll sting you. So yeah, and I do pick them up and put them out the door. I don't kill them. Nah, I can't kill them. They just take a little bit more of getting out, and it's a case of, it's a two-handed thing, you know. You get somebody to stand at the door or the window, and I pick them up with a tea towel, you know, sort of wrap it around really gently, and then just throw the tea towel so it flies off, and quickly shut the window. I'll get somebody to shut the window or the door so they can't come back in and get you. Maybe that's just me. Oh dear. Anyway, so yeah, that's my little Be Happy sign. So I'm going to be covering that with the Crystal Art Magic Glue, which once it's on, it does stay sticky. Now, I'm not sure whether to sand this down a little bit or whether to just leave as is. It is quite rough. It's not shiny paint, so I'm hoping that this will stay sticky enough for the gems to stick to. But you do have to wait for this to dry a little bit. So it goes tacky. It's not one of those that you put on like a PVA glue or like a sealer or anything like that, where you can put it on and just leave it to stick. This you do have to actually wait for it to go clear, so that it's dried that little bit, so it's tacky. It basically makes it into like a poured glue effect. So yeah, so that's one that I'm going to be doing. And then the other one is this. Look, it's a Scottie dog. And this is Decopatch. It's like papier-mâché, so it's layers of really hard brown paper that's, I suppose, had glue put on it. It is a French company, actually. I've just seen on the label, created in French. Speak English, Liz. Created in France, and it's decopatch.com. It's one of the proper ones. You can get some at different places that are a different version. I don't know whether they're the same or not, but I've always just bought the Decopatch. And I can't remember how much this was. It wasn't a lot. Oh no, that says made in the Philippines. So maybe Decopatch are the French company, and they have them made in the Philippines. Interesting. Anyway, so yeah, I am going to cover this in the magic glue. Now then, let me know, do you think I should cover it in crystals so that it's a clear, sparkly Scottie dog? Or do you think I should try and use up some of my huge bag of 310s and yeah, cover it in those? So let me know in the comments down below what you think. I'm torn. I don't know which way to do it at the moment. As I say, I'm not sure whether this will work with this being sort of cardboard. It feels as though it has got sort of a coating on it. I mean, it must have some sort of coating on for it to be as hard as it is. It's a bit like papier-mâché, you know, where you get like flour and water paste and put it over balloons and things. It's a little bit like that, maybe a bit firmer. But yeah, so that's my 2 little projects for today. But what I'm going to do with this first is actually cover it. And again, I'm not sure whether this will work. I've got 2 pens from Amazon. 2 different companies. I'll put links down below. So I've got a really expensive and posh Faber-Castell, which are the creme de la creme of colouring implements, bit sort of up there with Copics, but yeah, these are a really fantastic company. And this says it's a big brush, yeah, so I thought that one would possibly work better than using a ProMarker, but I did just buy an extra ProMarker. And they've changed to Winsor & Newton now as well. They've changed company name. So yeah, it's been all changed. Oops, it seems to have been all changed since I last bought some of my ProMarkers. These are like professional alcohol markers for crafters and graphic artists and things. They have, if I can get it off, a small like writing tip at one end, and then they have the chisel tip at the other. And I just thought that chisel tip may not work very well on the sort of ridges and things, but I do need another one as well because I do use my black more than anything. So yeah, so this one is just going to be coloured in. So let's have a look and see what sort of coverage we got. Oh, it's a nice, because it's a new pen, it's nice and juicy, and it's covering over that. I'm doing this because with it being round drills that I'm putting on, you're going to see the brown underneath, because obviously the round drills leave gaps in between, and you wouldn't really be able to do squares on this because, well, it's got different shapes, and I think the squares, you just never get them exact. Well, it wouldn't be a good enough, it wouldn't be good enough for me. I think it'd drive me mad. So I'm going to carry on at colouring in. This seems to be doing okay. It doesn't seem to be dulling down or whatever, so that may be okay. It is going a little bit wet with this pen. As I say, this pen is very, very juicy because it's fresh, and this is the first time I've used it. But yeah, the brush tip is working really well. I'm not having to work quite so hard to get into the little nooks and crannies where it is a little bit raised up. Don't ask me why I've started at the tail and the bottom. I have absolutely no idea. It just seemed like a good idea at the time. So that is, yeah. So I'm not going to do any more. Say these are sort of experiments. I'm going to leave it and see where we end up. And then I'm going to see whether the glue going on the top, whether I end up taking the ProMarker off. It shouldn't, because, sorry, not ProMarker, the Faber-Castell. It's an artist pen, big brush. A Pitt artist pen, big brush. Oh, wow, I would love to have a full set of these, but they are so expensive. I'd be worried if the house got broken into that they'd pinch them, because they're probably a full set of these would be worth more than most things in our house. Okay, so yeah, oh, got a bit of plastic stuck on there. Seems to have bits of plastic everywhere. I'll see how that dries, see whether it needs another coat or not, and then I'll come back and we'll have a go at putting the magic glue on and see what happens. I don't want to be putting it on with a brush or whatever and finding that the black's just coming all off on the brush. If that happens, I'll maybe have to have another rethink. Okay, so that's a Scottie dog. And then we'll have a look at this one. Let me grab my crafting mat, well used. This is actually a silicone baking sheet from the pound shop. You can buy these for crafters, and you can get bigger ones and smaller ones or whatever. And you can pay £10 if it says that it's for crafting. But as I say, I got this one. I mean, it's a silicone mat and I got it from the pound shop. So I've been using it for a long time. It really does need a good clean, to be fair. But anyway, we'll have a look at this. Let me grab a brush. So I'll just get a little brush. What's that, about ½ an inch? Oh, maybe an inch wide. And we'll just put some of this magic glue on. It's brilliant, this. If you've seen one of my previous videos, I do actually do a video where I take half of a double-sided tape off a canvas and use this to make it into a poured glue canvas. My brain went then. So yeah, you can make your own poured glue canvases, or if you've got any picture, you can make them into poured glue canvases. Don't ask me, oh, that's got a bit sticky. Don't ask me why I just did that then. Oh yeah, that's very sticky. I haven't put the lid back on this properly. Good tip, remember to put the lid back on properly. So let's do the P at this end. See whether this is going to work now. Oh yes, you don't need a lot, to be fair. That is probably enough to do the whole of this. So, oh right, okay, it's spreading quite a lot. So again, I'm going to just do the one side, and then we'll have a go at putting some of the crystals on it. I am going to just do crystals on this. I'm not quite sure. I may do the grey, put black onto them. We can put white crystals on the white, or I could even put maybe AB crystals, or a mixture of AB 5200s on there. And then the yellows I will probably do as maybe a crystal gold. I'll have to see, because I don't think I've got enough crystal grey colours to cover all of it, because I do want to do the tops and the sides and everything. I don't think I'm going to be able to get on the inside, but we'll just wait and see what happens. So that has now covered. Okay. Just put a little bit more on. I'm wary of putting too much on, because then it may not dry with it not being a porous. Mind you, canvases aren't porous, are they? So let's just put a little bit on. It's going to be a real labour of love doing this one, but there's no rush. If it takes me months, it does. Everything seems to take me months these days. Okay. Right. So we'll leave that one letter, and I'll probably have to remember what that one letter is that I've done. Otherwise I'm going to get problems, aren't I? And now let me put this lid back on properly. I think I've had it upside down in my box, so I'll make sure I keep it that way up. And a little goes a long way with this. So yeah, okay. How are we doing with that? I think that could possibly dry quite well, to be fair. Oh, I've missed the very tip, look. I'll go back over and do that. Look, I've missed the tip of his tail. Silly me. Yes, so I may have to go back over it again. I'm not sure. It's looking pretty good at the moment. I mean, it's dry to the touch. It's not like any black's coming off. So, yeah. Okay. So that's just a quick little video for the start of my projects. Actually, I'll take that label off, honestly. Don't know why I've left it on. Maybe it's because it's a special buy and I thought I've got a bargain here, and I'll leave it on to remind me I got a bargain. Or maybe it's so that if this doesn't work out, I've only lost £3, but it was worth the play. Okay, well, if you've got any tips or suggestions regarding this, if you leave them in the comments down below, all tips gratefully received. I'm always open to some help with anything. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed seeing this first part of this, and I will come back and we'll do a little bit more, maybe do it as a whip and chat. putting some beads on, see where we go. I do think it's going to take quite a while to do, but I thought, well, rather than buying some of the sort of plastic ones that you can see in the shops, and they are selling like the bears and all sorts, I thought I'll have a go at doing my own, see if it works out a bit cheaper and using up my spare drills. Okay, so don't forget to let me know whether you think I should do Scottie black, just in black gems, or whether I should do it in the silver so that it's all sparkly. Well, if you've enjoyed seeing this, a thumbs up is always much appreciated. And if you want to come back and see the next part so you don't miss it, if you press that subscribe button and the old notifications bell next to it, you'll be notified when my next videos come out. So thanks ever so much for stopping by, and I do hope to see you all again soon. Bye for now.